What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and I'm back with the video that you've all been waiting for, my 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup predictions. In today's video, I'm going to let you know who I think are going to move on to the quarterfinals and who are going to miss out. But just so you know, I won't be predicting past the group stage. So what I want you to do is to sit back, relax, grab a glass of your favorite beverage, and enjoy the show. Guys, if you're looking for a gift for the football lover in your family, look no more. Head on over to cardsblog.com/dominicrichfc to get yourself one of these lovely football cards you see right here. Use the coupon code dominicrichfc to get yourself 15% off every order. All the links will be in the description box down below. Thank you. So guys, this would actually be my third Gold Cup tournament that I'm doing since I started my YouTube channel. I did the one in 2017, the one in 2019, and now I'm back for 2021. So there would be 16 teams participating at the tournament. In the first round, which is the group stages, 8 teams will move on to the quarters, while 8 teams will be knocked out. The teams moving on to the quarters are the teams coming in first and second in each group. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be going through each group and let you know who I think is going to come in first, second, third, and fourth. So let's start with Group A. In Group A, we have Curacao, El Salvador, Trinidad and Tobago, who came through the preliminaries, and Mexico. Coming in fourth in Group A, guys, I'm going to go for Trinidad and Tobago. They came third at the 2000 event, but they have not been so convincing lately. They have been very poor in World Cup qualifiers, missing out on the octagonal, being picked by St. Kitts and Nevis. Yeah, you hear me right. And no disrespect to St. Kitts and Nevis, but they're not even at the Gold Cup. So Trinidad and Tobago, who had to get past French Guiana on penalties, will come in fourth. This team has seemingly regressed from the progress they have been making over the years, and even though they were responsible for preventing the USA from making it to 2018 World Cup, this does not look like the Trinidad team capable of doing anything like that. So coming up against Mexico, the best team in CONCACAF, El Salvador, who did get past St. Kitts and Nevis to make it to the octagonal, very decent team, and Curacao, one of the most promising teams from the Caribbean and in CONCACAF. It is going to be very difficult, and if Trinidad does manage to get to the quarterfinals, I'll be surprised. I'd really be surprised. I'm not putting my money on Trinidad and Tobago at all. I'm going for them to come in dead last in Group A. Coming in third in Group A, I'm going to go for the 5-time Gold Cup quarterfinalists, El Salvador, who were also in the same group as Curacao back in the 2019 event, and the game ended 1-0 to El Salvador. So they do have that in their favor, and they have been informed, seeing that they made it to the World Cup qualifiers octagonal. But I think coming up against Mexico and Curacao, a more improved Curacao, is going to be very difficult. They do not have the home advantage or anything. I think it's going to be a tough tournament for Hugo Perez's team. So El Salvador to come in third. Very impressive against St. Kitts and Nevis. Very impressive during World Cup qualifiers. But I think this would be a little bit too much to ask of El Salvador. But look, don't get me wrong. They could squeeze and go in second, but I'm going to say third. Coming in second, I'm going to go for the 2019 Gold Cup quarterfinalists, Curacao. I've been really impressed with this team and the progress they have been making. They're now under the tutelage of Patrick Kluivert. It was goose hitting, but he has came down with a bout of sickness, and Patrick Kluivert has taken over ever since. They give Panama a really good run for their money. Almost made it to the World Cup qualifying octagonal, and if they had a more clinical striker up top, it would have been game over for Panama. So I think Curacao, who did well at the 2019 Gold Cup, I think they're going to do reasonably well again this time around, and they would fancy playing Trinidad, and I think they would get their revenge on El Salvador. And to top the group, come on guys, Tata Martino's Mexico. Look man, I think they're going to destroy Trinidad and Tobago. Curacao are going to give him a good game in my opinion, but they will breeze past El Salvador. And no disrespect to El Salvador, but come on guys, the team is kind of light, man. You feel me? So I'm going to go for Mexico. Even though they're not taking their A team, I think it's a mixture of A and B. It's an A-B team, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's good enough. I think the Mexican team right now, from the roster that I saw, is good enough to top this group. Mexico are 8-time Gold Cup champions and 3-time regional champions, and they will look to make it 9. So now we're going to move into Group B, where we have Canada, Haiti, Martinique, and the United States of America. Haiti are the team that came through the preliminary rounds, and they will come up against Canada like they did at the 2019 event when they met in the quarterfinals. Haiti beat Canada 3-2, by the way. Also note that Canada and Martinique were in the same group back in 2019, and Canada won the game 4-0. So this one is a tricky group to predict. It's a very tough group. You got 3 teams with French background, being Canada, Haiti, and Martinique, coming up against the USA, one of the most successful teams in the CONCACAF region. So for my Group B predictions, I'm going to go for the 2002 quarterfinalist Martinique. They are not a FIFA member, but they do participate in CONCACAF tournaments, and they have been very impressive over the years. I think they're not going to be a pushover, but when you look at the other teams in the group here, I have no choice but to put them in 4th. And I think that's very fair. They do have some talent in their team, but I think coming up against Canada, Haiti, and the USA are going to be way too much for the French-speaking Caribbean island. So coming in 3rd in this group is very difficult. This is probably the group of death. I'm going to say the 2019 semifinalists, Haiti, the 1973 regional champions, Haiti, are going to come in 3rd. This time around, there will be no fairy tale run all the way to the semifinals for Haiti. I don't think there'll be a major comeback against Canada like last time around. And if the Haitian team are to go on a very spirited run, they would have to prove me wrong, because I'm predicting them to come in 3rd. I don't think there'll be any Johnny Placide because I didn't see him during the qualifiers. So the Haitian team, I think, a bit of a problem with the continuity issue there. Seriously, some very talented players in the team. We have Francie Perrault up top with Dawkins Nazan, and you have Derek Etienne to supplement the attack. Look, the team has some quality, but I think in a group with Canada, the USA, they're gonna struggle, and they're gonna be pipped to one of those top 2 spots. Just think about it. If Haiti ought to come in the top 2 and move on to the quarterfinals, it means that one of Canada or the USA are going to miss out, and that would be a disaster for either one of those teams. So I think Haiti are going to be the casualty here in this group. 3rd. Coming in 2nd in the group, guys, this is going to be a surprise to you, but I'm going to go for the 6-time Gold Cup champions, the USA, the hosts, the USA, because I am not impressed by that squad at all. Really not impressed. It's an experimental squad. Greg Berhalter and the U.S. men's national team are giving some rest to their key players like Christian Pulisic and Weston McKennie and co. Don't get me wrong, this team could go on to impress, and a lot of positives could come through this whole experiment. But to be honest, man, I don't see it. I really don't see it. I think this Canadian team looks a lot better on paper, and they have a lot more continuity, and I think they will pick the USA to that 1st place spot in the group. So USA coming in 2nd on home soil. They would just have to prove me wrong, man. An MLS based team mostly, and they would have to just show us that, hey man, we could do this. We can do this. We got what it takes. So USA coming in 2nd for me. Which leaves us with Canada, the 2000 champions and 1985 regional champions. They made it to the quarterfinals at the last 2 Gold Cups. Canada. John Herdman has named a very strong team. I didn't see Jonathan David in the roster, but Alphonso Davies is there, and they have enough talent to actually top this group, in my opinion. He recently came to World Cup qualifiers, made it to the Ocho, and I think the Canadian team has the talent to pip the USA and Haiti to that top spot in the group. Guys, remember, these are only my predictions. Anything could happen in these groups, but this is just how I feel after I saw the respective rosters. So Canada to top Group B. So we're going to move on to a very interesting group, Group C. In Group C, there's Jamaica, Suriname, the debutants, Costa Rica, and Guadeloupe, who came through the preliminaries as well. So look, Group C is going to be a very, very tricky group to predict, but I have some predictions for you, and I'm going to share them. Coming in fourth in Group C, I'm going to go for the 2007 semi-finalists, Guadeloupe, who made their last appearance at the tournament back in 2011. Look, Guadeloupe, you might actually pull off a few upsets, but right now, I have you coming in fourth. So enough said about Guadeloupe. A lot of talented players hail from that country, but for the national team at the 2021 Gold Cup, I don't think they're going to do anything to really talk about. So coming in third in the group, I'm going to go for the debutants, Suriname. And I know a lot of Surinamese fans watching this are going to be in the comments talking about how I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know this, I don't know that. But I didn't predict Suriname to make it to the octagonal, and they didn't. They actually really flopped hard. So I'm going to go for Suriname to come in third. I know they have put together a really, really nice squad, calling up some dual nationals from the Netherlands and all, and players that play in the Eredivisie and some of the top leagues around the world. But I think it's a bit too early for the Surinamese team. They could go ahead and prove me wrong by actually getting a top 2 spot ahead of Jamaica or Costa Rica and Guadeloupe. But right now, I'm not yet sold on the Surinamese national team. Not at all. Not at all. You see what I'm saying? So Suriname to come in third. Coming in second in this group, I'm going to go for the 2015 and 2017 runners-up, the team that came fourth in 2019, the Reggae Boys, Jamaica. So Jamaica has been going through some things as of late with their federation, and they have had selection problems. They call up a lot of English-based players, but then you don't see a lot of them in the squad. And then you ask yourself, what's going on with this Jamaican national team? Are they actually putting out their best possible squad, their best possible 11? And I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think Jamaica's problem is not talent, but it's politics. That's the problem here. And I think that will be the downfall, or I should say the eventual downfall of the national team. Unless the players go out there and just forget about the politics, focus on the game, and prove us all wrong. But I'm going to go for Jamaica to come in second, and with the likes of Leon Bailey, Andre Blake in the squad, Kemal Lawrence, guys like O'Neal Fisher called up. You have Alvas Powell. You now have Andre Gray, I've seen, got called up into the squad. So the squad looks good. The squad looks good. And there's guys like Damian Lowe, etc., etc. The squad looks good. Seriously. And it's up to Theodore Whitmore to use what he has to go on to get deep in this tournament again. Remember, this is chess, not checkers. All right? It's all about strategy. It's all about tactics. So Jamaica to come in second in this group. First in the group, I'm going to go for the 2002 runners-up, Costa Rica, 1963, 69, and 89 regional champions, 2019 quarterfinalists, Costa Rica. No Keylor Navas at this tournament. I did see the squad. I didn't see his name in there. So let's see how they'll fare without their number 1 keeper. But I think they have enough quality to actually go on to top this group. And even though they did place 4th at the Nations League final, being pipped by Mexico and by Honduras, albeit by penalties, I think Costa Rica still has a very, very, very good squad. A lot of experienced players. You have Joel Campbell. I think the last time I saw he was on 99 caps. Brian Ruiz. And the list goes on and on and on. Very, 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 very good team. So Costa Rica to top Group C and move on to the quarterfinals. And last but not least, Group D, where we have Panama, Honduras, the invited guests and debutants Qatar, and the Spice Island of Grenada. Coming in fourth, I'm going to go for Grenada, who are making their third appearance at the tournament and their first since the 2011 event. I think the teams in this group are going to be way too much for Grenada. We might actually see some crazy score lines here. Seriously, no disrespect to the Grenadian national team, but you're coming up against Qatar here, who are the Asian Cup champions, and Honduras, we know their quality, and Panama, they might just get mauled. I'm going to go for a negative goal difference in the teens, and I'm going to go for them to come in fourth. Sorry, Grenada, but you'll have to prove me wrong here. You'll have to spice up the group here, but I'm going to go for you to come in dead last, fourth. Coming in third, this one's going to come as a surprise to some, but I'm going to go for the 2005 and 2013 runners-up, 2019 quarterfinalists, Panama. I've not been impressed with Panama at all. I saw them play those 2 legs against Curacao in the World Cup qualifiers, and they did not manage the first game well, where they went 2-0 up but allowed Curacao to come back in the game. And away at Willemstad, where the game ended in a 0-0 draw, Curacao needed 1 goal and they almost got it on a few occasions. Panama were not good. Seriously. And I think if Curacao had a more clinical striker, Panama would have missed out on the World Cup octagonal. Qatar has a clinical striker in Almoez Ali. Honduras, they have Albert Ellis. It's going to be a problem in this tournament for Panama. Don't get me wrong, they have the talent to go through. Gabi Torres, they have Bárcenas, they have Jose Luis Rodriguez, and a few other talented players, Adalberto Carrasquilla, and they have some solid defenders. But their goalkeeper Mejia is quite suspect, and I'm going to keep talking about him because I don't like what I saw from him against Curacao at all. Seriously, he has a lot to work on. So I'm going to go for Panama to come in third. Coming in second in this group, I'm going to go for the 1991 runners-up and the 1981 regional champions, Honduras, who failed to get out of the group in the 2019 event. I was really impressed with Honduras in the Nations League, where they ended up placing third. They gave the USA a good run for their money, and they pipped Costa Rica to that third place spot. I don't think they have been that good since the last World Cup qualification cycle, where they came in fourth in the Hex, but lost to Australia, almost made it to the World Cup and all. They have seemingly regressed since then. But I seen some renewed desire from this Honduran team, and they still have a very, very experienced squad with Maynor Figueroa leading the boys. Albert Ellis looks good, and Ramel Kyoto. This team could be a force to be reckoned with at the 2021 Gold Cup. But I'm going to go for them to come in second and move on to the next round. Coming in first in this group, I'm going to go for the debutants, the invitees, the 2022 World Cup hosts, the 2019 Asian Cup champions, Qatar. This team is good. This is a quality team. I saw them at the 2019 Copa America, where they were invited guests, and they were quite impressive. They give the South American teams a good run for their money. They walked the last Asian Cup, and they have impressed me every time I've seen this Qatar team. Under manager Felix Bas Sanchez, there's guys like Bulem Kuki, there's Akram Afif, there's Almoez Ali, there's Hassan Al Haydos, and the quality goes on, man. There's Roro at the back, and some of the names I'm not quite remembering right now, but this team is a quality team, and it's gonna take a lot to get the better of Qatar. So I'm going to go for Qatar to top the group and move on to the quarterfinals. For the quarterfinals, we would have the winner of Group D coming up against the runner-up in Group A. So I have Qatar against Curacao in the quarterfinals. Then on that side of the bracket, you're going to have the winner from Group B against the runner-up from Group C, and that'll be Canada versus Jamaica. On the other side of the bracket, the winner of Group A will come up against the runner-up in Group D, and according to my predictions, that will be Mexico versus Honduras. Also on that side of the bracket, the winner of Group C will play the runner-up from Group B, and that'll be Costa Rica versus the USA. So guys, there you have it, my predictions for the group stages of the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup. Make sure you let me know yours in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video if you like it. All the best to every team taking part in the tournament. And from your boy Dominic Rich, thanks for watching another one. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.